So we got that. Let's see if we can do this dang on test. Ladder. See what happens. Hey, how y'all doing? What's going on, family? Today I just decided to pop on. I got a few minutes, and so um I am in here working on a printer over there, trying to get this printer fixed. And so I decided to go ahead and just jump on for a minute because I've have so many people that's always hitting me about printer issues. So decided to jump on here today and see if anyone needs any help or anything like that. Just kind of hang out with me while I am paper out. Okay. One. While I am fixing this printer. Oh, this one was a hard one. Yeah, this printer was pretty dang on difficult to repair. So, a few people come in. So my head is half done. Y'all don't pay no attention. Okay. We should have that going. Hey Cedric, how's it going? So what I'm doing today is working with this printer. We on the comeback. I'm on the comeback. Not 100%, but we almost got it. This is the printer that I got. Doing my little thrifting. So this printer is about back, y'all. I printed out, had the hardest time getting this thing going. Let me see. I want to get over here to it. Had the hardest time. Put the Echo Solvent inks in this printer, by the way. And I have had the hardest time. So, got the printer. They said the printer had probably been sitting there for a couple of years. I thought I'd be able to do it with the cleaning cartridges. And so, the cleaning cartridges did not work. One of my YouTube subscribers saved me. I believe it was Terrence. It's been a long time since I had to use refillable cartridges, and Terrence hit me, and Terrence said on the last live, Miss T, you got to have that bubble filled. Well, I kept doing it, and I couldn't get that bubble filled, and finally I got it filled. But what happened is I had some weird stuff going on. I cleaned it and cleaned it and cleaned it. This is like one of the cleanings here. And first I thought, dang, this printer must be messed up because I had all that blue coming in. Then I went into something like this here. I can't clean the printer again tonight because I've done like 3 cleanings on it. So I'm not going to clean it again. But this is where I'm finally at. And I'm going to tell y'all what brought me to this. What brought me back to this is I hit this printer over here with everything I had, right? After I, the cleaning cartridges did not work. I started getting colors, but I was never getting the blue. And so I said, you know what? I need to, I was like, okay, I'm not getting the blue. I'm getting the black. I'm getting the pink. The yellow was coming in really, really light. So I went back in, I cleaned it. And I'm talking about, I cleaned this with DTF cleaner. I hit this with, because I didn't know what kind of ink was in here. I don't know what kind of ink was in the printer because it's a used printer. So I hit it with everything. I hit it with Sublimation cleaner. I hit it with an Echo Solvent ink cleaner. I hit it with everything. It wasn't moving. So I decided, you know what? I'm going back to my old stuff because I had a lady that I trained about 7-8 years ago hit me last night, and she was like, hey, Latana, my 1400 is clogged. My 1430 is clogged, and she does, she uses her printer for, what do you call it, for screen print films, right? And so when we're doing screen print films, we put all black ink in the channels. And so those inks never clog. So I'm like, okay, she's probably had that printer about 7, 8 years. Okay, the printer clogged. So I referred her back to my Epson video from about 7, 8 years ago. I went back and looked at the video myself. Hold on 1 second, y'all. Okay. So I went back and looked at my old video. And in that video, I realized that I had a Epson 3800 back in about 2013. Didn't even know it. Had ultra chrome ink in it. And in that video, that's when I was making my own homemade solution with Windex 91% alcohol, right? And I made a statement in that video that I had that printer for 15 years. I was like, this is the same printer, Epson 1400 that I started out with. I've had this printer for a long time. I probably cleaned that printer shit at least twice a year for 15 years with Windex and everything. So I thought today, I said I'm going back to my old remedies. And I didn't have the Windex today. So I was telling Ken, I said, hey, I need you to go get me some Windex. And I know that everybody says, hey, don't use Windex in your printers, this, that, and other. But I'm telling y'all what happened for me and how I got this printer to work, right? So I didn't have any. So Ken uses Simple Green. And I used to use Simple Green back then too. So I said, man, I don't have any Windex. And he said, I got some Simple Green. I said, give me some Simple Green. He's like, yeah, I got a whole gallon of it outside. That's what I clean the dogs with. Da, 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 da. If you don't know, Simple Green is supposed to be very, very effective against stuff like this. So I get my Simple Green. I hook up my Simple Green, mix it. I mix it, the Simple Green, half Simple Green, half water. Normally you do like a third, like 1/4 Simple Green to 3/4 water, right? Still water. So I mix it up half and half though. I hit it in the print head. And after I hit it, what I do is I went in, I said, okay, so once you flush it through the print head, I went back through 2 times, flushed it through the print head, barely pushed it, push, Because don't forget, I already got the Echo Solvent inks in there that's gone through the system now. So barely pushed it, let it sit for a minute, came up off of it, 15 minutes, went back, pushed some more simple green through there. After I did that second push, I waited about 10 minutes. And then I came back and I went through with my, which is plain distilled water, because now you got simple green in the print head, so you got to flush that out so you don't leave that off in there. Hit it with the plain water, just room temperature water. I don't like to heat up my water, y'all. I'm gonna tell y'all, somebody told me to heat up some water one time, and it delaminated the print head, so I don't do that. And hit it, and this is where we are. So what I did was I came in and I'm going to show y'all the first print the very first print after I took it out. I'm going to show y'all exactly what the first print came out like. And I knew that it was going to be okay. This is what it looked like a second ago. So on the very first print that I did after the very first one, these are on like photo quality settings. I'm trying to find the very first one that I did that came out of the printer where I knew that I was going to end up getting this result. And I'm going to hit it one more time. I'm going to do one more head cleaning, but because I've already done like 3 head cleanings, I'm not going to do it again. Oh, here it is. Here it is. Here we go. So this was the very first print after when I put the simple green in there. And I'm going to tell y'all, I don't wait like afterwards. If you haven't gotten anything wet or anything, don't wait a long time. Go ahead, don't wait like overnight, how people say wait overnight, then come back. Don't do that, because whatever's in the printer has dried out. So this was the first print. Trying to see if that was the first one. It's not focusing. Doesn't want to focus. But that was the very, very first one, and you can't see. So yeah, there we go. So you see a little bit of black and a little bit of yellow, and the cyan, not cyan, the magenta, right? So then what I did was I ran these purge sheets, and I'm going to have to put these purge sheets in the file. I ran these purge sheets right here, and I'll just put this up and show the purge sheets. So, because I got these purge sheets offline, so I ran this purge sheet right here, right? And when I ran the purge sheet, that was when I first seen the first blue come through. It wasn't one of these. I started to see the first blue come through on one of them. Where is it at? Got so many papers, y'all, from earlier. But I start to see a little bit of blue come through. Here we go. So I ran the first purge sheet, and then after I did the purge sheet, I went back to this, and I don't know if y'all can see that. 1 second. So when I did the purge sheet, I started doing the purge sheet, and I did it on, what do you call it? I used this paper. This is like a yellow manila paper, just paper that I have laying around. But I put the purge sheet on like photo quality paper, and I seen this come out, any type of color, right? And so when I saw this come out, I was like, dang, but this is blue, and this is, and then so I started thinking, okay, it's the image. Because I'm like, okay, dang, is the head messed up? But I see blue, right? And I know I didn't see blue at first. So then I took I ran 2 purge sheets on this, on photo paper. And those are the ones that I ended up throwing away down there. And then I did another head cleaning. This time the head cleaning with just like regular paper. And I got this, right? Okay, so this is a second head cleaning. I'm waiting 15 minutes between each head cleaning because I know that solution is still on there breaking it down. When I got this and I saw that blue, I said, well, I know when I first got the printer was printing this black. So I'm not worried about this black over here because in my mind, I'm saying, okay, the solution still hasn't ran through and it's still half black and half whatever. But I know that from the Jump Street, I always had black. So I know I could get the black back. So I did that. And then after I did that, I decided to go back and run the purge sheets on regular paper settings, right? But I pulled out, this is like sublimation paper, right? This sublimation paper. I don't know what it is, y'all, about the different papers that gives the different looks and all of that. So I said, you know what? I'm going to run the purge sheet again. No, I didn't. I ran the cleaning, and then I ran another one of the, ran through those papers again, and then I came out with this. This was the third cleaning. This is my third cleaning right here. And the yellow is on there. Y'all might can't see it because it's yellow paper. So that's the third head cleaning, right? 3 head cleanings. 3 head cleanings about 15 minutes apart. Not back to back. Because I'm listening. You run too many head cleanings, you get stuff all up in there. So then that's when I decided after that cleaning, I did this. And this is on regular paper. And this is where I'm going to stop at tonight because I know that I still have a few lines. I have the blue and the yellow, which is not solid. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to actually just run a few more of these purge sheets through. These purge sheets save you a lot, right? These purge sheets will save you. So I'm just going to go ahead and print a couple more purge sheets. And I know that if I put it on photo paper or matte, it'll probably come out even clearer. So I'm going to do 2 on regular and see and compare it. We finally got that going. The other day, that print head that I did, y'all, that was delaminated where I went in and I did it on video, somehow that video deleted when I got off. Whenever I do that on my phone, sometimes the videos will delete. So I want to see, make sure that these colors are still coming through. Right? I want to make sure that these colors are coming through. Like when you print and you get that head cleaned, don't just print one, like a head cleaning and then go to bed. You know, you got to run some stuff, actually run some stuff through it so that it can make it come back. I'm going to compare this to this and see if what I'm getting. Okay. I'm getting a brighter color now. So you might can't tell, but this is the one that we just printed. And then this is this one. So you can see that the color is, even the blue, everything is a little bit brighter. Even down here, I'm noticing that my black, right, it's not as crisp on this one. So it could still be a little wet inside of the printer. Or let me check over here on this paper settings and make sure that I have this on. What do I have this on? If I have it on plain or what I have it on. Yep, so it's on plain. So I think that This is just from the printer running so much. Sometimes when you run so much, or like you'll start seeing, like if you've been doing a bunch of head cleaners and you start seeing those splotches, you know, when you get those splotches on your paper, you'll start seeing that, so you know that you don't need to run any more head cleaning. But I'm looking and I can tell on these lines, is what I'm trying to see, is do I have less lines coming through, or is it about the same? Those lines are pretty much the same, still hidden in the same place. So I know that I'm gonna have to do another head cleaning because it's not shaking itself out of there. It might shake itself out if I, which I don't like to do this, but with the Echo Solvent, I don't like to go. I'm going to do a high quality plain paper and see what that prints like with the high quality print paper. See what that prints like. And maybe that will give me what I'm looking for. Well, that was a weird sound. It jammed off in there. We might have a paper, not have any paper in there, y'all. I don't have any more paper in cassette 2. Oh, that's in. Is paper in cassette 2. Right, saying that it's out. But I'll in here a little bit thicker. Oh, why it's saying it's out. But it ain't out. It's not. He's stuck off in there. So tomorrow I'm picking up another one of these printers that I actually found. Which is gonna be the 7820. This is the 77. It's gotta be a piece of paper stuck off in there. I'm not catching it. It's saying cassette 2. Oh, I'm picking up the paper, y'all. Not picking up that paper for some reason. Yeah, let this time. I've had a problem with this cassette too. I remember everyone else was saying cassette 1, but I've been having a problem with this cassette 2. I'm like, how do you open up this printer if there is an issue? There has to be a way to open this up and look off in it, right? It's not. Switch this out. It's not. There it is. I don't know why I'm having such a problem. Oh, y'all, I know why I'm having a problem, because the paper's just sliding all around everywhere. I don't have it closed up. Maybe that's the problem. That'll be the problem. Okay, let's see if that's all. What was we printing? if that solves the problem. Just cancel that job out. Send it back over there. See what's going on. I want that on. Switch that paper out to high settings. Give me a second. I see y'all talking, and so let me do this, and I'm gonna come on there and talk to y'all and make sure that I got this right. So I'm gonna try it on high settings, high quality paper. Okay, Miss Arlene, I need to talk to you about your I think I talked to everyone else. I talked to, hey Uni, hey Elena, hey Gloria, Uni. I'm gonna go ahead. I got that solvent cleaner for you. I'm gonna send to you. And but this works even better. I don't know, like I said, I don't know what y'all are still saying the paper's out. So I need to change that tray or something. Let's see. How can I change this tray to print instead of printing from there to print from that tray one? Does anyone know? Gotta be able to switch that tray. Maybe it's the paper in particular that it does not like. Maybe it don't like. Okay, it's regular paper up under there, so I'll put that regular paper in there and see. But for some reason, this thing, I'm telling you, it does not. This second tray, I have not had one problem with this first tray. Not one problem. That first tray. Yeah, Miss Arlene, text me or give me a call. Yanza, I hope I'm saying that right. Hi, I think I may have damaged my Echo Solvent printer trying to clean the print heads. Okay, so the isn't going from the tanks to the cartridge. So the ink isn't going from what type of so the ink isn't going from the tank to the cartridges in your printer. And did you take under the cartridge and prime the cartridge like this by taking the damper out, like in here, taking it out and putting the syringe under it, and then drawing that syringe down and seeing if the solution comes through. Sometimes you have to do like 2 forwards, because sometimes if you remove that hose, the ink has to flow all the way up through. So draw out a lot to make sure it's coming all the way through. Right? Try that Yanza and see if that helps. If it comes through, if you start drawing and the ink comes all the way through to the print head, to the cartridge, you've drawn it out and you did that 2 times, that's enough ink that's coming through. It means that it is coming through the line. And so then it's something, then you need to go and figure out what's going through with the print head, right? Try that, and then that should help you. Okay. Hey, Nicole. Okay, so Nicole is saying my vinyl is peeling. Hold on, Nicole. Okay, so your vinyl is peeling after washing it. Okay. What type of vinyl did you get? what type of vinyl are you using? So the first thing I'm going to ask you is, when you get ready to press your shirt, are you pre-pressing your shirt to remove the moisture? Right? Pre-press your shirt to remove the moisture. And then what type of vinyl are you using that is peeling? The second thing is, if it's not the moisture, you want to make sure that your pressure on your heat press is the opaque 2, the paper by Neha, or the paper by Stalls. Because there are two. There's like Stalls has an opaque 2, and then a company called Nina, Neneennah has a paper. So which one are you using? It's saying paper out in 2. Okay, so you're using one by Stalls. So I think it's your pressure. Only thing it can be is your pressure. There's something wrong with this bottom tray, y'all. Something looked, and I have looked, and I have looked. I see something here. Edges are not curled on here. Let's do some. These little pieces right here seem to be grabbing. Edges are not curled. What could it be? This bottom tray. Switch it out. This way. So I think it's probably your pressure. Maybe you don't have enough pressure on it. So I'm wondering what your pressure setting is. That is another type of, I have so many different types of paper right around here, y'all. Increase your pressure a little bit. What type of heat press? Tell me, what type of heat press are you using? And if you're using a clamshell, and are you having pressure issues on anything else? Because you need to figure that out. See? There's, yeah, this is not feeding up in here at all. Okay. If this doesn't go through, we're going to take that. I'm going to have to take that back piece. I'll open it up and clean those rollers. Has to be a piece of paper or something stuck off in there. Let's see. Pick it up. Pick it up. Yeah. There's definitely something with that second one we can print from that front. But let's see. Did you go by the exact temperature and pressure that Stalls told you to use? What? We don't see nothing back there. Not see anything back the back that can be causing that to have no problems, y'all. Not. One thing I can say is there's something with this bottom quite right. So I'm gonna have to put that back on. Let's change these settings on this printer. Okay. Let's see here. Swing away with a pull-out drawer. Okay. And so when you're putting it in the swing away and you're closing it down, take a piece of paper and put it in there, shut it down, and try to pull on the paper. Like you're pressing it. When you go in, do a press, push it down, and see if it's pulling out. Then, if it doesn't pull out, take a pressing pillow, put your shirt on the pressing pillow and press it on the pressing pillow, and that should add some more pressure, and then do a wash test and see if it comes off. When you pull it up, you should not feel like around the edges. Let me grab a shirt and try this. That's not gonna work for me, y'all. I got a shirt with some printable vinyl. Let me see. Let me grab a shirt with some on it. This one is not the style's opaque. This is another one, but we're gonna go in and reset all of this. Soon as we do this here. I'll let that go and do what it's gonna do. So this is the 3G opaque by Neil. When you press the shirt, are you seeing anything like around the edges? Like if you take your finger, Nicole, and you run around the edges, can you feel like where the print starts and where the shirt starts? Like you'll feel it, but it should be smooth. Like you should not be able to like peel or anything like that. Check that and see what's going on with that. And then you'll know. But I think it's got to be a pressure issue. How when you're doing the Echo Solvent, tell me how is the other than the peeling, how's your colors coming out? Are your colors okay after you wash it? And what are you also when you wash these shirts, right? Are you waiting 24 hours after you've printed it? Are you waiting 24 hours after you're printing it, after you've printed the design before you do the laundry? Don't use any type of OxyClean or anything like that. And you should be able to go ahead and press and dry and all of that. So I'm trying to figure out, is it the laundry or is it the, what do we have going on? Change these papers. See if I can change this, y'all. Start the screen. I gotta find the change it. Settings. Thick paper. So I have thick paper off. I'm gonna turn thick paper on because that might be part of the problem. So turn that on. I have on here drying time longer. On here, I don't need to have drying time longer on here because I'm using Echo Solvent ink, so I don't need it. They dry pretty fast, so I'm just gonna say standard. I'm gonna change those two, and test. Let's see if that helps it any. Sounds like they're pulling from tray 1. That's that thicker paper in tray 1. Came out with no problem. Actually, that black looks really, really black now, y'all. That black looks really, really black coming out on there. That's on cassette 1. Okay, so I need to change that paper cassette. How many times you gonna print the job? Did I ask you to print it 100 times? Okay, there you go. That actually looks a lot better and a lot crisper with that standard dry, without having that long dry, right? Okay. So, okay, yes, waiting over. Okay, so you're waiting for 24 hours. Okay. Okay. No OxyClean used. Okay. Double check all the steps tonight. Okay. If it's not the laundry, it has to be the it either has to be the pressure, or lastly, that you got a bad batch of vinyl, because that does happen. You can get a bad batch of vinyl. Y'all, this looks so much cleaner and crisper. I don't know if y'all can see, but if you look at the lettering on here, it's perfect now. That was for Echo Solvent ink. All that long drying and stuff. Look at that bottom, how that bottom looks pixelated. And look at how crisp that looks now by changing those settings. So let's try that bottom one more time. See if that goes through, if it feeds that through by me changing that to thick paper. Let's see. We'll leave it on thick paper and see what happens. Okay. Freezing where, in Dallas? Okay, the fragrance beads shouldn't be a problem. Yeah, try the pillow and see if the pillow is still not picking up. I'm hearing it. It's still not picking up. Still not picking up. Still saying paper out. Still saying paper out on that one. So I'm gonna run it through cassette 1 till I try to figure out. And the settings is high paper settings. Let me see. Let me figure out where those paper settings are in here. Email, that's the ink. Copy text. Settings. Basic settings. Startup screen. I know I saw it in here the other day. Printer settings, thick paper, quiet mode. Turn quiet mode on. I don't need all that noise. I'm not hooked up to anything. I'm not fine. Paper source settings. Here we go. Okay. Paper settings. Set 1, set 2, set 1. We're going to see if the set 1 has a high quality paper setting. And then on cassette 2, I'll change it to a plain paper settings. See if that works. Okay. See if that works. Then I should be able to print this out of cassette 1 instead of cassette 2. Gotta be more than one way to skin a cat. Let's see here. Okay. Okay. I'm trying to think of, okay. Try this now, y'all. Rashonda, how are you? Y'all like, go in there and like the video, please. When you like on the videos and when you watch the videos, it just really helps. It helps out with the channel. Much better, y'all. Much better. Much better. Much better. We still can see it a little bit, but that's on plain paper. But let's go in here and let's look at. We coming correct and more correct and more correct and more correct. Okay. So these are the 3. This is high paper. So I think high paper is about the highest you're going to be able to go on this. Almost pulls out those lines all the way. Almost. I'm going to hit this tomorrow. One more time. This is the where we were. This is where we have this at on the high paper settings. So, but it's still on plain paper settings. Right? So, and remember, I am doing this on just, just on sub, not on sub ink. Rashonda, okay, let's see what Rashonda has going on. Rashonda says, what was the settings? Mine's not coming out. The settings for what? Are you talking about the Echo Solvent ink settings or sublimation settings? On this ink right here, y'all, I'm just using the, right now we did, and let me see. I'm going to try this. I'll go ahead and write this stuff down on here, on these settings. The only reason I normally just print on plain paper settings with my Echo Solvent printers, with my inks, the only reason that I would up it is because of if I have a head cleaning problem. Like if your nozzles are not all firing and then you up the paper to more of a premium paper, then it will look better. But Echo Solvent will lay down more ink because you got to remember it's a thicker ink, right? It's a thicker ink. So it will lay down more ink, and the more ink it lays down, sometimes it'll make your colors darker. So you got to remember, it's not like sublimation or regular ink. So I'm gonna go ahead, y'all. I'm gonna up the setting again. up it again, go into print. We had high paper. Let's see here. This is high plain. Writing it down. High quality plain paper. And this is using my Echo Solvent inks, y'all. And this is just plain paper. So now, and you have to do just what I'm doing. Depending on, you know, like what you are using. So I'm going to use cassette 1, and I want to go on my paper. I'm going to, right now I'm on high quality, just plain. I'm going to go up a notch to premium presentation matte, and I'm going to leave it on standard. And that's going to be the one that's coming out. So this one is standard, high quality plain paper, standard. This is just plain paper, plain paper, plain paper. Next, we're doing the presentation. And normally you'll just see just a little bit difference in each one. And I'm going to tell y'all something with the Echo Solvent ink. What I have found with Echo Solvent inks is what I would do when I had, when it's in a printer like this, because you can't take the cartridges out and shake it, I would still just shake it. Or I would run it, run a print and then run another print, because that yellow, especially that yellow, it looks muddy anyways, you know. Look at how dark, this, yeah, this is Sublimation ink right here, right? And this is Echo Solvent yellow. So you can see the difference in the yellows. So this yellow right here, you have to, you know, kind of shake it, because those contents of it, the contents of that ink, it settles down, and so you want to shake it up. With these cartridges, I can take them out and I can shake them if I start having that problem. Okay, let's see what this looks like. Vibrant Vibes ink. I'm not sure. I've never heard of that one. And when you say it looks dull, let me ask you this. When you say dull, do you mean like light, or do you mean like dull, like when you print it? Are you using a matte vinyl? It could be your vinyl that you're using, because if I use a vinyl that's a semi-gloss or a gloss, it's going to shine. If I use a matte vinyl, it's going to give me a duller look. And I want to get this shirt from up here, y'all, but I don't want to get it because I don't want to mess up. My computer is hanging over there. I'm going to show y'all how these colors are changing. This is good. This is real good, so y'all can see how these colors are changing with these settings. And this is why I say leave it on plain paper if you can, because with these, with this ink is totally different from Sublimation or your regular inkjet printer ink. This, see how the blue changed? Now that blue is a light blue, a much lighter blue. The pink has changed. Everything has changed. Okay. Now it's still wet, so once it dries up, it's gonna dull out some, like how this is, but not to this color, not to this effect. But this is the difference. That's a big difference. So your paper settings will really, your paper settings make all the difference. So I've done a bunch of these. Now this one, on matte though, you don't see any lines in here at all, right? So a lot of times what people do is they'll change their colors to matte settings so they don't see any lines. I'm using just regular Epson. I'll use the Sizer vinyl. And is it Sizer has a couple of different, they have a couple of different ones. I'm not a fan of everybody knows I'm really not a big fan of Sizer. But I do have something here. What did we print with Sizer? Did I think my daughter, I think my grandbaby got it, y'all. The outfit that we did with the Caesar vinyl. Let's see what I got over here. But I do got something to show y'all. This picture, no. This was DTF. This was a DTF print. That's not what I'm looking for. I thought this was the shirt that I did with the, I'm looking for the shirt that I did with Sublimation ink. I'll have to just try it all over again. Looks like I'm gonna have to try it. The picture of me. Looks like I'm gonna have to find that and do that stuff over again because I don't see where Courtney Wash that ever brought samples back to me. There's supposed to be samples around here. The print results. I don't see it. I'll have to do it again. Supposed to be some samples around here of print results on let's see here. My colors wasn't looking good like they should. Okay. Look at the color difference in that. Yeah, so what I'm going to do, okay, Dirk, let me tell you something, okay? Dirt Bike. Let me tell you something. So here's the deal. Echo Solvent ink that you use in a BN20 or in a Mamaki or in a rolling printer is true original Echo Solvent ink, right? But this is what I'm going to tell my followers. This ink is third-party ink. This ink is water-based Echo Solvent ink, okay? True Echo Solvent ink, or let's say original Echo Solvent ink, y'all. Original Echo Solvent ink will damage your print head in an Epson printer because it's not made, it's oil-based, right? What they did is they reformulated this to make, this is Echo Solvent ink. It's just weak, what they call weak. It's because they put water in it, replace the oil, so that it can go through a Epson printer. So here's the thing. You cannot put regular Echo Solvent ink in this printer, right? Why? Because it's an aqueous printer. It's a water-based printer. It only takes water-based ink. So you have a lot of people that say that. But here's the thing. Echo Solvent printing and solvent printing, true Echo Solvent and solvent printing, the old school, is made for you to be able to print on banners, to print on things that are going to be outside in the sun and sitting in the sun for, let's say, 5 years. You have some that's rated 5 years. You have some that's rated for 10 years, things like that, right? We doing t-shirts. Okay, we're doing t-shirts. You might do t-shirts. You might do a few stickers, things like that. So when people say, be careful, don't use it because of this or that, if you were printing a banner that's going to be an outdoor banner that's going to stay outside my business for 5 years, you know, I might say, hey, don't use that. But that's not the case. You're doing t-shirts. These t-shirts are not under UV light. They're not staying outside in the sun. That is still your print is still going to last you, right? That print is still going to last you. Now, a lot of people get mad. I'd be mad too if I went and I spent Renova, how much is that BN20 now? About 9 grand. I'd be mad too if I spent 9-10 grand on a printer, and then, you know, then China comes out with the aftermarket ink, and you can go and buy a regular desktop printer and put it in there. Pretty much like how people are with who bought DTG machines that have spent $20,000-$30,000 on, and people are printing using DTF and putting it in a desktop printer. If it works for you, it works for you. If it don't, it don't. You know, it's different strokes for different folks. That's all I can tell you, is do your research, and that's that. Miss the maintenance box. Hold on, Rashonda. It was supposed to be that one, the one that goes in the ink. Rashonda, my colors wasn't looking right like they should. The black was a funny looking color. What color was the black? Was it like a grayish looking? Or what color was the black on the ink? Because the black should look pretty black. It might look kind of like a dull black. 5540. Okay. The maintenance box. I'm not sure what you mean, Rashonda, by the maintenance box. Yes, ma'am, Dawn. That's right. This is the water-based Eco Solvent ink that we're using. And I'm gonna tell y'all something. I'm using a water-based Eco Solvent ink. But it's still it is a strong ink. It's a strong ink. I did a sticker. Where is it at? I guess it's still in the front window. So what I do whenever stuff comes out, before I invest in it, okay, is I take it, I printed some stickers, I put them outside, I do wash tests. I've done repeated wash tests to see how things would go with stuff, right? So now I'm going to be doing wash tests, repeated wash tests with my own stuff. The black is dull. Okay, so the black is dull in the bottle. It's a black dull when you print it, because I'm going to show you something. It could be your settings. It could be, I'm not really sure. I'm not sure, like, what program are you printing out of? What are your color settings on stuff? Like now, this black is dulling out right here. You see, this is on regular paper. This black is dulling out, right? This is not on regular paper. This is on like sublimation paper, right? So it's not as dark as even here. These colors are totally different when you look at the color shift. So it can be the colors what you're printing in. It can also be your color profile, if the ink needs a color profile, or what color profile that you're using. Like, for example, I'm gonna just jump over here. Let me jump over here into my desktop. Okay, so I'm printing in Corel Draw, right? But when I'm in here in Corel Draw, I'm gonna show you something. Corel has different color. Let's go here to this document settings, and let's look at these color profiles. I'm using a basic RGB color profile right now. I haven't done anything with this to change this, right? you can assign different color profiles, right? So I may say, okay, I'm going to assign this as Apple RGB. And if I change this to Apple RGB, it'll give me a whole nother. I may print this when I'm doing like my screens. I'll print with the 15% dot, okay? And so depending on how you have this set up, relative color metric or absolute perceptual, there's just so many different ways that it's so many things that you can change in here in your settings off in here. So many things that you could change. So for yours, you need to figure out, like, for one, what are you printing out of? What's your settings? And then now I'm using I tell you what you can do also. And also you check different I'll print this on RGB, y'all. I'm gonna print this on RGB and change that. Print this on Apple RGB and just show how your settings will change stuff. So it just depends on your inks. It depends on the paper that you're using and all of that, right? So for me, what I would do, and this is just what I'm doing, right, for my customers, is I'm doing the research so that I can tell you exactly what your settings should be based on my inks. When you're using, if you're using this ink and you're using this type of paper, right? Or if you're using, so you should be able to know, okay, if you're using Sublimation ink, let's say if you're using my Sublimation ink, I can tell you, okay, you're using my Sublimation ink with A sub paper, this should be your settings. You're using my Sublimation ink with koala paper, this should be your settings, right? So what I would do is reach out to the ink manufacturer, to the person that you got your ink from, and see if they have any recommended settings based on your paper and what you're doing. I found that when I was using, you're using Sizer, I don't remember, because I used the Caesar to do that boss shirt print. That's what we used it for, to do that boss shirt. Go back and look on the channel and look under on the home page and look under like heat press stuff, where I did like the wash test. And then in one video, I did a couple of videos I've done samples where I did the settings, and I had to change the settings. I didn't like the Caesar. My prints in the Caesar came out okay. They came out okay, but I didn't like that gloss. It had more of a gloss look. So I'm not really sure. I can't really tell you what your problem is because it's not my inks. And so I don't really know, but I do know that your Echo Solvent ink will look dull when you print it. It might look dull, but when you press it, it shouldn't look dull. It should color up. And I do know that it has a lot to do with, okay, so you're using Silhouette, so you're going to be using a regular, you can't really change your color profiles. Let me see, girl, hold on. You might can't, let's see. Just depends on what you are. It doesn't have anything to do with the printer. What color settings did they tell you to use? It wouldn't have anything to do with the printer. It would relate directly to the paper settings. To the paper settings and the paper. Like I may use Stahl's opaque and I may be able to use a presentation mat with it, right? Or I may use another one like I'm showing you here where it's changing from presentation. Look at that blue. That blue is all the way different. That yellow is all the way different. All of these are darker. This is on the same paper though, but it's just a setting. So it could be that. Okay, I will try to press it. I didn't press it. I left it alone. Yeah, you got to press it before you. I mean, anytime, that's like if you're doing sublimation and the paper is dull. You got to press it so that you can see the final outlook. And so that's probably what your problem is. Press it, and then after you press it, let us know. Come back on a video. Let me know if it didn't work. If it works, then, you know, we'll be able to help you. We'll keep on trying to help you. And then make sure that you do a pre-press on it before you press it, and then make sure you use whatever time settings that you know that is on the paper, because I can't really remember. But like I said, I did the wash test with the Caesar, and I did the stalls. I have my own vinyl now, and so over the next few days, y'all will be seeing me test my vinyls. I have 3 different types of vinyls. I tested one vinyl that I bought, that I'm selling, that I just told people it's a thicker vinyl than the Stahls vinyl. It wasn't the same quality. I'm just straight up with it. Some people like it, some people don't. I like matte prints because it looks more like screen printing. Some people like glossy prints. Okay. Thank you, Miss Renobia. Renobia, I need to talk to you too. So it was, I know we have you. I'm gonna write down the names. We got Renobia, Arlene, um, Tampa. Tampa's not here tonight, y'all. Let's pray for Tampa. Keep Tampa's family in your prayers. So we got Renobia, Arlene, Tampa, and Carmen are the mods. You know, all of y'all got the $25 card, and then the 250 package, right? So we need to figure out what y'all want. I'm gonna go down to the shop tomorrow. I was gonna go down there today and start pulling stuff for y'all. And then I thought said, well, I talked to Tampa today, and I just needed to talk to you and Arlene. So Carmen is close to me. I know what she wants. So like I'm trying to put y'all's mystery boxes. Y'all can have whatever y'all want. You know, like if you have something that you want to do on hoodies or sweatshirts or t-shirts, certain sizes, colors, or whatever. So that's what I'm trying to do with y'all. And then for y'all's $25 gift cards, Amazon gift cards, I'm just going to send y'all the number. I'm just going to send y'all the number. And then I know we have the lady who won the consulting package. I didn't get, she said she sent me an email, but I didn't see the email, but I'm going to look again. And then we had those 5 people that won on the different giveaways. Out of the different giveaways, I only found 2 of those people's email address. Something's going on with that. I don't know if people were double registering or registering under different names or something, y'all. But I went back and I looked at the video, right? And my mods are gonna have to tell me what they think, because I went back and I looked at the video. I looked at how many people viewed the video, and it was 100 and some people that viewed the video. So out of the 100 and some people that viewed the video, I'm trying to figure out how was it 200 and some people that signed up if only 100 and some people viewed the video. So somebody out there playing games. So we're gonna have to watch for that, because y'all would not believe how many those, some of those emails start bouncing back. Mm-hmm. And I wonder if people were putting fake names and stuff like that on there. And I'm like, why would you do that? Because I gotta email it to you. So if your email ain't right, so I don't know, but I'm gonna figure that part out. So I think I'm gonna talk to the mods, and we're gonna figure out, but we're gonna figure it out. So I think that from now on, we may have to make it to where you have to be present on the live to get the gift, because now we still have 3 gifts that are not claimed. So if those are not claimed, that means that we'll go back in, and we'll do this, the giveaway for just the people that's on there. So I'm gonna talk to Renobia, y'all. Me, Renobia, Arlene, Tampa, Carmen. We're all gonna we gonna talk, and I'm gonna get everybody's input, and we gonna figure it out. But yeah, I don't even know if y'all, Arlene, did you realize that? I don't even know if you and Renobia realized it, but when I started going through the emails trying to find the people, I was talking to Carmen. And I told her, I said, something is wrong, because all of the names I pulled, I said, these are not names that I recognize, right? I don't recognize these names. And, normally you recognize the names. So we got we got some going on up in here. So like this Mackenzie Ferguson, I'm still waiting. So and I thought, I said, okay, maybe these are some of the people that are, I don't know. I just don't know how you would get to the form because I never, this is the thing, I never sent out the email. I never sent out an email to other followers because I couldn't get the email to work. So, Arlene, they slick, ain't they? So we got to figure that out. So I don't know. I'm like, okay, what's going on? Did Carmen pop on? I thought I saw Carmen on here. Okay, y'all. So yes, prayers for Tampa, y'all. Yes, Dawn, I am selling Echo Inks. I'm not going to I have them on the website, but I'm really trying to get down all of the I'm in the process now that I got the printer up and going. And that's why I held it, y'all. I'm gonna tell y'all something. I had yeah, yeah, we had the Jesse that's always on the live, and another Jesse. The other Jesse is a Jesse Fine. So what I can do, Renovia, is we can look in the I can look through the members in the group, because it's like 3,000 members in the T-shirt printers group. Y'all, if you're not a member on T-shirt printers on Facebook, go join the T-shirt printers group on Facebook. We're trying to get some interaction on there, because I stopped really communicating on there a lot a couple of years ago, and so now I'm trying to get that group back going. But there are over 3,000 members on there, and so you're right, Renovia. It could be that, and I'll go and look at these names on there and see if that's how they signed up. We can go look on there and see if that's how they signed up. I'm going to print something. Try to see. So Carmen's not on yet. Carmen's been having a rough day too. A rough week, y'all. Carmen, I don't know if it's flu or exactly what it is, but when I talk to her, she hasn't been feeling well. So we got to say some prayers for Carmen too, because she hasn't been feeling well either. When I talked to her, she was like, I'm not feeling it, sis. So like, okay. So now that I've gotten that pretty much done, I'm gonna do one more head cleaning, but I'm gonna wait 24 hours and do it. I'll wait till tomorrow, sometimes tomorrow, and do it. But I am going to run the different vinyls that I have through the printer and see how they print. Yeah, Carmen's been sick, y'all, for at least I think she started getting sick like right before Christmas, and she just kind of been laying around and stuff. And so she said she really didn't know, what was going on. So we got to figure it out with her. I got to test these samples. So what I did is this is a thinner one, print side. I just figure out which vinyls I like best and make sure that I can get these things to go through. So I have about 3 different companies, and I'm trying to decide who is going to be the distributor. Who's going to be the distributor? This one is a thinner one. This one is a thicker one. And then where are the sheets? Then we have a great big row over there. So I'm going to play with those. But I just wanted to get on here tonight. If anybody have any other questions, y'all, this is about the time to ask before I get off. I'm going to tell y'all, in case anybody is on here that's having problems with that cartridge. Terrence isn't on here tonight, but Terrence told me, he said, fill up, make sure that hole is filled right there, right? And I couldn't fill that hole for nothing. I kept trying to do what he was saying do, and what I realized is actually this one right here needs to be filled, so I'm gonna go ahead and do it. Because I could not get that stuff to work. And then I realized too that when you lean the cartridge, the stuff goes in there a lot better. But I kept taking my syringe and popping it here. Like I was taking a syringe and popping it here and pulling it up. And absolutely nothing. I'll push this in here. Like I would do like this here, right? And try to pull it up. And I wasn't getting anything. You see, right there I'm starting to get something, but barely. And I would look, and the hole still wasn't filled up. So I figured out that you got to lock this hole right here in the back, cover that up, and then do it and pull up the liquid, and it'll fill it up. And see how it's coming up now. And then it filled when the stuff started going into the hole off in there. It's weird, but it is what it is. So let me switch that back. But that's what was part of my problem, y'all, is that the holes were not filled up. And I remember Terrence was saying that, and then somebody else might have said it too. But y'all helped me out with that, with the cleaning cartridges. And actually, I'll probably, instead of me even doing the head cleaning, I'll probably just use these cleaning cartridges to go in and clean it. I'm supposed to buy 7820 tomorrow, so I gotta look up online and see how the conversion is going to go on that. And then if I buy that one, we will have 2 printers that are 13 by 19, and we still have the 2 small ones well, 3 small ones. Right now we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 printers in the room. 5 printers in the room. 5 printers, 3 heat presses. Um, yeah, 5 printers, 3 heat presses, and we have the 1 cutter that's in the room. So you can get a lot of stuff off in a little small room. And we got that screen print press over there too. So I'm sitting here for just a quickie minute. I'm gonna print something. I actually want to print something. Oh, I set that to go to print under those other settings to see how the color was going to change, and I never did print it. So y'all want to hang out, y'all can. Or and in here I'm going to change this setting to the workforce and let the workforce that's another thing. Like in my programs, I can change my settings and let Corel do the perform the color settings, or I can let the printer use the default color settings for the printer. I'm going to try that because this ink is for all Epson printers, right? So if you have an ink that says it's for all Epson printers, it should be universal to where regardless of the printer, the colors should come out the same. So if I'm using the Epson print settings for the printer, it should come out, it should match whatever I print on this should match what I print on the 2720, if that makes sense. But sometimes you can buy inks, and those inks are specific to a printer, right? And so if your ink is, and that could be your thing too. I can't remember who was asking about printer settings, so I'm wondering if the ink is specifically for that printer or what it is say, because that does change things too. So let's see what we have here. Let's see what my printer settings are on here. Make sure what I got the settings on. I want to see what this comes out like. I have this on Presentation Matte Premium, and it is actually using those. It is using the regular Epson settings, the Epson default settings. So I'm going to change this now, and I'm going to go back to from presentation paper to high quality paper and see if that color, if those lines come back. If those lines come back, I'm going to definitely have to, that's pretty good. That's actually a true. Okay. So this is the settings in Corel, and then so that's the settings in the Corel up here, and this is the settings, the regular default, which is just a little bit different, just very, very little bit different, not much at all. Going back to the plain paper settings, y'all, to see if I get those lines back like I did here. And then if I do, then I know that the head is not completely cleaned. It didn't work its way out. Trying to get it to work its way out for me. Next step will be to start printing. Okay, Rashana, they said it's for the printer that you said. try to print on it over the weekend. Um, so let's see here. Slowly but surely, those lines are working their way out. But one more head cleaning tomorrow, and not with the solution, not a deep head cleaning, but just a regular head cleaning, and this should be fine. I should be good to go by tomorrow. Used up a lot of paper doing different settings. So now that I've tested it on that, tomorrow, y'all, I'm going to be testing, and I'm hoping that I do it tomorrow because I'm supposed to do my hair tomorrow. I had to just, I wanted some braids, right? And so I have half of my head. I know I'm in here looking crazy. I got half of my hair in just braided up my real hair because before I put braids in my hair, I have to see. And so I bought this hair right here off of Amazon. So I put it in my head so that I can, I think it's going to be actually be pretty if I end up using it. It's really a pretty hair. But I bought this off of my Amazon channel. And so, yes, baby. I went from pretty heads to my hair. Yes, I have. So, um, because, babe, women know about this kind of stuff. I want a hair, y'all, that's not going to itch, like a no itch hair. And so this one is supposed to like not itch, right? So I'm trying to test it tonight. I'm gonna sleep tonight with this in my head and see if my face break out and all of that kind of stuff. Ain't nobody studying Ken. Ain't nobody studying Ken. I gotta see what's going on with this hair to make sure that it's right. Y'all know when I do reviews, because I gotta review this hair on the Amazon page and everything. So I'm not studying what he talking about. Brown Creations. Why are you spraying perfumes on your images? Yes, Arlene, you know what I'm talking about. I'm trying to make sure that I don't have the itches, because you know how much it is to go and get your hair done, and you go get, and how long it takes to put these braids in, and we go put all them braids in, and then I'm stuck with an itchy scalp and itching and breaking out all over the place. You can't have that, girl. And then he would be mad because he would be saying, "You just waste my money. You wasting my money." So, ink from smearing when you spray perfume on the images. Hmm. That's a good one. I've never had any problems with ink smearing from spraying perfume on an image. What type of ink are you using? Are we talking about Eco Solvent inks? And why are you spraying perfume on the images? Huh? He tested it to see if it's gonna smear. Well, that don't make sense, Ken. He's talking about if some, I guess, like maybe he's had somebody spray it on there or something like that. He's no, okay, okay, and that's not a he. That looks like a she. Brown's Creations. Okay, so no, so she says she missed it on her shirt and it's smeared. Brown's Creations, are you a female? I can't see good. I'm looking at a distance. I thought it said brown at first. Yes, I have a question. Are there any projects that you recommend EcoSum printing over different methods? You know what, Renovia? I was talking today to somebody, and we were talking, and the we started talking about the sublimation, the DTF, the sublimation DTF hack, right? And the guy said, he said, well, why would you, because he does DTF. He said, well, why would you hack and just buy the stuff that you need to do? You know, people just need to buy the stuff they need to do. Me, I've always, because I came up from nothing, I'm always been the type of person to say, okay, use what's at what you have to use. So, like for each specific method, there's a reason that you're using it, right? So, for example, if you're using sublimation, right? You know that I don't believe in doing, like me, I wouldn't recommend that if somebody came to me and they say, hey, I want to get started doing t-shirts, I wouldn't recommend that you go and buy sublimation to get started doing t-shirts, unless t-shirts is only like a part of your business, up to about 30% of your business, or if you're doing like all over shirts, right? So I wouldn't recommend that. With the eco solvent printing, the problem that it solves with eco solvent printing is it gives you the ability to print stickers and other things like that. Brown's Creations is a free, is she's a she can, a female. Um, so it gives you the ability to print on stickers, which now you can also, keeping it 100, you can print inkjet stickers, like I always tell people, with your regular Epson printer. And those Epson inks, they're not going to smear, right? Kodak paper, because photos are made. You have photo. Epson is known for photo printing. Kodak is known for photo printing. Canon is known for photo printing. So those inks are just made not to run. When you get into the eco solvent printing, um, it opens it up to those prints lasting longer. Like if you do the stickers, like people say, oh, do you do the stickers and then you laminate it? No. Do the stickers, cut them out, put them on whatever it is that you have. The only difference with the eco solvent printing is that, for me, when I was going through the DTF printing, right? With DTF, it's like with DTF, I gotta keep that printer clean. It was just so much going on. You have to buy the software. You have to just do so much, right? So I said, okay, well, I'll go into eco solvent printing, because eco solvent printing solves a problem for people who do a lot of vinyl prints, who do like single individual prints. If you have, I would recommend eco solvent printing to you, because that's something to where you can go in and you can print on that printable vinyl, cut around it, do one cut, versus you having to layer multiple pieces of vinyl. It's going to speed up your time. At the same time, if you already have if it's someone who already has a sublimation printer, right? And you know that, okay, hey, I'm doing, I got my sublimation printer, and I wouldn't tell you necessarily to go and buy a eco solvent printer, because now with sublimation you don't have to do direct sublimation. They have the clear vinyl that you can print on. They have, the sublimation, the easy subleak. I'm not crazy about it all, but they have stuff to where you could do a two-step process, right? So it just really just depends on the person and what it is they like and what they don't like. I think that each method of printing has its place in the market. And for me, eco solvent printing solves the issue of me printing on black shirts, running that print through, hitting it with that vinyl, getting it in and out. Except for when it is on except for when you're printing like really, really small detail. Then, and I have a shirt up there. That shirt that I did with, I can't get it down. I'll show it to you. I'll get it to make sure I have it down in the next video. But if you're doing like stuff like this, I would definitely say, and this is done with the 3G opaque. This is going to end up cracking. So I would take it a step up to the printable vinyl. I like the way the printable vinyl feels. I honestly like the printable vinyl over the DTF print. And I'm going to tell you why. It's because with the DTF printing, it's like if you're doing the DTF printing, because everybody wants to print, everybody's end goal is to be able to print on a black t-shirt, right? So regardless of what type of printing you do, most people want black shirts. So with the DTF printing, what I've found is that unless you're selling transfers, right, it's hard to really make a profit when unless you see like people in these DTF groups, none of them have one printer. Why don't they have one printer? They don't have one printer. They may have 4 or 5 printers because it's taking them 10, 15 minutes to print a print. And you can't run a business like that where you only have the ability to print a few prints. That's where these Epson printers really come in and outshine. Sublimation, that's where Sublimation comes in and beats DTF, because with Sublimation and you running those Sublimation prints, it's boom, 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 boom. Those prints are coming out like you print a regular piece of paper, right? Same thing with the Echo Solvent, it's coming out. Now with the Echo Solvent, you still have to go in and cut around your design. So you still have that extra step, but it's still, even with, if you have your routine down, print, cut, you got some cutting, you got some printing. If you have your routine down, it still ends up being faster than doing the DTF, and you don't have to sit there and baby the machine, right? So I like machines and equipment that you don't have to sit and baby. Like if I'm doing, and that's why I love heat transfers, regular inkjet transfers, honey. I still love me some regular inkjet transfers. Boom, boom, boom. If you had the money to buy the BN20, and that's a machine that you don't have to sit and baby. Like I don't like machines that you have to sit and baby. The Silhouette Cameo is kind of slow. When you're really trying to mass produce something. So I would say, but if you're doing, with these prints, you can't roll print. So it's not like you can print all the prints and then put it in the machine and let the machine just cut everything at one time. You still got to stop and do it. But what you can do is you can, with sublimation or with Echo Solvent or inkjet printing, you can hit print and you can walk off and you're doing something else. You ain't got to sit there and watch that. You don't have to sit there and watch that printer, right? With DTF, you are actually, unless you have the the full professional DTF setup with the big printer, the powder shaker and all that, and you still watching it, but you're not watching it as close. You can walk off. But like right now with DTF, for me, with the DTF printing, it's like, okay, first you got to make sure that printer is going all the time, right? And then as the print's coming out, you got to powder the print, okay? And then you got to dry the print. And then after you powder the print and you dry the print, now you got to go press the print. So that's a third print. It just takes too long. And even with people that say, oh, I can print a DTF print in 5 minutes. Okay, you can print a DTF print in 5 minutes. But how long does it take you now from the time that you powder to the time that you actually have a completed garment, right? Or a completed transfer. So it's a lot of physical work in that to me. So that's that's why that's why I chose that the Eco Solvent. I think that it's gonna help a lot of people. I don't invest my money in a lot of stuff, So for me to get into selling Eco Solvent inks and sublimation inks, or selling Eco Solvent inks, I might as well sell sublimation inks too. Um, I believe I think it's a good thing, that hey, and you're gonna always have people that's gonna say, hey, well, it's not true ink and this and other. But just like I said, like DTF. DTF wasn't out 20 years ago. DTG wasn't out 20 years ago. You always have something different that comes in to the market. I still think that sublimation printers don't clog as much as Eco Solvent printers or DTF printers. I think DTF printers are clog hogs. Eco Solvent printers, they will clog too, but they will not clog if you're using them regularly. They will not clog like that. But like I said, those inks, they are they do have, they're very concentrated, and so they're thicker inks. You can look at the ink, it's a lot thicker, and so you have to just be aware. I don't like the smell of the Eco Solvent at all. I don't like the smell of it, but once it's pressed, you don't have that smell. So it's just a lot of different stuff. And it's just pretty much different strokes for different folks. Like wherever you at, I believe in using whatever is at your hand, whatever is at your ability. Like I'm gonna tell y'all something with this sublimation hack that they doing. It was some years ago before DTF came out that Tony Hope in my Facebook group said, and he's an older guy. He said, "Yeah, you can do sublimation and print your sublimation, print out a design using sublimation inks on your screen print films, right? And use the screen print transfer powder and do what they're doing now, what they're calling the DTF hack. You could do that with screen print powder. So it's not like it's new. It's something that people have been doing, and if it works, it works. If it works for you, it works for you. If it don't, it don't. When I did it, y'all seen it had them little bitty holes. I got on Amazon the other day, and I'm looking, trying to figure out where is my packages. Where is my Amazon packages? Ken may have already gotten it, but I found a PET film that says that it's specifically for that. So I'm gonna try that again and see if that works. Cause I did like the way that it felt. I did like how fast it was. Um and so I may end up trying that, and that'll solve a problem for like light stuff with little bit of detail. But for the for the Eco Solvent, I actually love it. I don't like the way it smells. That's the only thing. And so I have when I'm in here printing with it, as long as you have something in here. There's actually a thing on my Amazon page that I'm probably gonna get. I put it in my cart. Let me show it to y'all. Let me see if I can find it, because somebody else may be interested in this. I think it'll be really, really good for people. For some reason, my page is super, super huge today. I don't know why. Let me kind of get this down, and then I'm going to go into, let me pull up Amazon and show y'all this thing. And you can use this, put this in your room to get rid of the smell. And I'll probably get this. Okay, let's see here. This will probably solve the problem of the smell, because it honestly gives me a headache. If you're a person that you don't like, a lot of smells and things give you headaches, Then, okay, so this is something like what we use when we're screen printing. This is a duct, right? And so if you could use this to create, you could use this to kind of vent out that smell out of your room, right? And the smell actually goes into, I'm trying to see if it shows on here how it goes into this thing. Let me see if I can find a video. They use this as a ventilation kit. Let's see here. Do they have a video? They don't have a video. So there's a fan. You would have to put it out a window. Right. Yeah, and so it was probably the screen printing stuff. It's been done by screen printers. And it's just that it's just now hitting the craft world to where they know about it, right? So it's been around for a long time. So it wasn't a hack back then, you know. And the thing is that people have been using it. It's just like, okay, it comes out and then it's like, okay, you know, hey, people are using it. I'm trying to find a video, y'all. I wanted to see if, let me see if I can find another one of how this thing actually works. They have one where you have it where it goes into from the duct into like this container. The smell will go in. I cannot, I want to find a video. But y'all will see it here on the channel. Y'all will see it here when I do it in my room. Let's see.
Looking actually for hydroponic budgets, low to high power. Ventilation systems combo. Various sizes hydroponic grow tent.
They just doing too much, but y'all get the idea. Y'all get the idea. Yeah, sublimation, heck, it's been around. It's been around. It just didn't explode. Oh. Yeah, it wasn't a hack back then. It's a lot of things that people do that, you know, that are that's coming out now. Different people end up finding out about it, and you know, and then they do it. And the whole thing is you can't really say that something is a hack, because the thing is that with inkjet transfers, it's just the polymer that's on the paper is like an adhesive that adheres to the shirt, right? So it's been around. It's just people will say stuff, say crazy stuff, you know. Oh, this is this or that. I'd rather see people doing it that way than to be using what was that stuff that people were using, the poly coating, right? I'd rather see people using the powder that's an adhesive that's made for shirts than to see people using the poly coating that like the shellac stuff to go on the shirts that's not really made to go against your skin, right? I'd rather see people using that. I'm wondering, y'all, I don't know where my packages are. Let me see what's going on with my shopping cart. Did I order my packages or what happened? Well, it ain't in my cart, so. Is this it? Y'all see I've got clothes and everything on there. This might be this one right here. I was going to try this because this says, so I didn't order. this says in here that it's, see, this one actually says Sublimation hack, that it works perfectly using that DTF film. So I might try this one. Right? Now look at this here. Now, how did they get that dark, that black on there? Let me look at that and see what they talking about. That must be for DTF ink right there. But it's definitely not going to come on that dark shirt. Yeah, Sublimation and DTF printers. That's what it is. It's about to have me to say. I'm going to say. Let me see here. While I am on here, I might as well go in here and see if there's any type of deals on here, y'all, while I'm on here. Haven't made no sales. I tell y'all, I show people because I don't do a whole lot of stuff. Like, you don't make that much money off of this stuff. Man, last week this machine was off about 50, it was about $50. Let's see here. See if it's any kind of deals over here. Any kind of good deals. There's a printer that's normally $2. Sometimes I go on here and can find y'all some good deals. Lately, there hasn't really been any good deals. In here. Yeah, not really any good deals on here. Let's go into the Amazon promo codes and see what's going on. Trending promo codes. What is this? I don't know what that is. I don't see anything for y'all. I don't see anything that I can promote. Sometimes they have something going on, sometimes they don't. Let me see is there anything popping in crafts? Y'all seen that heat press on there that one time and it ain't been back since. This is puppy stuff. Nothing going on. Craft and sewing, popular. 50% off of that, so that's $25. Problem with the Amazon codes, why I don't go through here, y'all, is because it takes so long for me to search through and find stuff. It takes me forever to search through and find stuff. I'm gonna find something over here to print out. And these are like for 4-color channel printers, 6-color channel, 10-color, 8-color. See if I can find something. I'll do my owl clip art. This is a job I'm screen printing next week. Okay. Okay, so here we go. So I'll put this on letter. Turn that around there. See what these colors look like. Real quick. Dirk, what do you mean? The plastisol transfer adhesion powder. Yeah. To make the plastisol transfers. We're calling it the hybrid and DTL. Okay. Okay. I see what you're saying. Let's see if we can get this to print. How this will print for me on there. Did I already send that to print and just forgot? Maybe I did. I guess I already sent it to print and forgot, y'all. I bet I did. Let's see. I want to see how that's going to print. There once was a guy, I'm trying to remember his, there was a guy and he would come over to my store at the time. Let's see what he was doing. He was doing, what was his name? Maybe banana prints, or I don't remember what happened to this guy. He came up with, he had a paper where you would print a transfer onto the paper. You print the transfer onto the paper, and let's say I did a full color transfer onto the paper, but you had to screen print the white base. You had to actually screen print the white base, and then you had to mirror the white base onto the paper or something. I can't really remember. I think you printed the papers out, and then you would take the paper and put it under the screen, because the paper had the digital print, and then you would screen print the white plastisol onto the paper that he had. And then you could transfer it over to the shirt. It was crazy, or it was vice versa. I can't really remember. Maybe it was, but it was something with printing and then screen printing, where he would print on actual paper. I don't remember. He tried to market it to me and get me to be a distributor. That was when we were on the Cedar Lake, and it was so complicated. It was so complicated that I said, dude, nobody has time to screen print a white and then try to, it was like he hadn't figured out like how to get the alignment on it perfect. And then shortly after, they came out with hybrid printing, and different machines to with the DTF head on the printers and all of that stuff. Wow, those machines are super expensive. Just things have just changed so much now that I can't even keep up with it all. I know that Condelsi has a printer now that they say will print, is it 1,500 or many shirts an hour did Condelsi say they will print their product prints. So they are speeding up DTF, but it's still slow, still slow. Still slow. Oh, that looks pretty good. Just checking these colors. That looks good, y'all. That looks really good for, and that's just a plain paper setting. It looks really good. Really good. But of course, this is still on paper, so we gotta see. We still gotta see once we get it going. I'm just playing with it. But that smell of this stuff is, I tell you, the smell of this stuff is toxic. It's really toxic. What I want to do is wait until summer hits. What I'm going to do is when summer hits is I'm going to print a sticker and put it on my car and drive around with it all summer. We'll take a picture at the beginning of summer and we'll watch and see how long it takes it to fade and start we'll see how long it takes it to fade, and we'll watch the fading process on it, and we'll go ahead and we'll do one. I'll call one of my friends who has a Mamaki. We'll do one with a regular Mamaki with regular solvent ink and put that on there so y'all can see the difference, how the weak solvent ink versus the other ink, so that you'll know. But I definitely would not sell, do anything that's going to be, outside in UV sun rays. Let me see. I had a Christmas one the other day. Got it from SVG on demand last year. Pressed it onto a shirt. Someone else messed up the corner of it, peeled up. Peeling the transfer just like it kept. Yeah. All of those. Even, y'all know I love stalls, right? And like I tell people, is this is the thing. I don't know if y'all know what's going on in the industry, but man, Stan Banks seems like he's exposing a lot of stuff. But when you look at, I got an email from a guy the other night, from one of the followers, and he made a comment to me. He said, "Hey, Latana, I was following you from, 2013 and this, that, and other. And I remember, I think that's when I got online around 2012, but I started doing screen printing classes in Dallas in 2009. And I remember when I started doing screen printing classes, I was like the Lone Ranger, right? GSG wasn't even doing screen printing classes in Dallas when I started doing screen printing classes. I remember I walked into their office and they actually had a girl that had took my class, and she was playing my videos for them, and they started going off of some of the lectures that I was doing in their classes, and shortly after that they started up like the next month they started classes. But when I started teaching screen printing classes, I always said that I would never promote a product that I didn't believe in, that I would never sell people things that they didn't need, right? Because so many times I would go and I would train people and they would say, well, the rep told me I tried this, I tried the easy way cleaner and that didn't work for me, and so they told me that I need to buy this, or I need to, I need to add this to my process. And I'm like, but the cleaner works, so but you need to go back over your process and figure out why is it not working, where the contamination is coming from, right? Or with, like, if you're doing screens, and sometimes I would have people call me and they would have serious pinhole problems, and they would say, the Ulino emulsion, it doesn't work, or the chroma blue, it doesn't work, and and I'm having so many problems out of this emulsion. I've got pinholes like crazy. I've got to use a lot of block out, da 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 da. And I'm like, okay, let's go back through the process and figure out what's going on, so that you don't have to take the steps to keep buying. Like, I would have companies that would call me and they would literally burn the screens, and then the whole screen just, they're just sitting there, they're just kind of like painting block out all over the screen, because they got serious pinhole problems, because the distributor, their sales rep would sell them a product to cover up the problem, versus going in and saying, okay, you have these pinhole problems because you have these pinhole problems because you're not properly cleaning your screens, or you could be properly cleaning your screens, but you got a fan in your fucking drying room, and the fan has dust and it's blowing dust through, and this is causing you to have the pinholes, causing all kinds of shit to go wrong, right, in your process. And so I never wanted to be that person that had people buy stuff that they didn't need. And it saddens me now to see so many people that are getting on YouTube. I tell people all the time, I'm a printer first. I'm a printer and a business owner that likes to do YouTube videos for myself, just to keep me sane, right? Because I like to talk a lot. And it's a coping mechanism. It keeps me from tearing down walls in my house, because I like to build, and if I don't have an outlet, I do something else. So now I'm seeing in these YouTube streets, I'm seeing so many YouTubers who are jumping into the affiliate marketing and not real businesses. When I say that you're not a real business, I mean, you have to watch people who have perfect videos, who have spent all of their time. Do y'all ever think about it? Hey, this person spends all their time on production and producing these beautiful videos with all these B-rolls and this and that and other. Are they true printers, or are they producers? I mean, what's the deal? So, because, and there's nothing wrong with, like, you have people who are social media, that's what they do for a living. But you have a lot of people who get into this, and they get into the affiliate marketing, and then they start selling you, telling the masses out here that you should buy this product or buy that product, and they're just selling you that product because they're getting a 10% commission off of it. Yeah. like a product like, and I'm not talking about anybody in Pacific. I'm not talking about anybody in Pacific. I'm talking about YouTube as a whole, and so many people that are jumping in and starting YouTube channels to support their t-shirt business, and then they get into affiliate marketing, and then they sell you any fucking thing and tell you anything, and then when they sell you a product, you buy, let's say you buy ink from them, and then you call them and you're trying to figure out, like color settings. They don't even have a fucking uh chart on their website or anything that you can download that can kind of help you. Or let's say you buy a printer, and they can't help you. They sold you a printer and they can't help you with the issues that you're having. So it's really like a lot of people are getting taken, right? A lot of people are getting taken. um So I'm gonna tell you, those are those people that are out here that are watching, those that are like into printing. You have to be. It's a lot of con stuff going on out here, and a lot of stuff going, a lot of things that a lot of these companies will just sell you any freaking thing, just to, as newbies. Because right now the shift is not on people like me, like old printers, baby. They know old printers ain't buying shit. Okay, we buying stuff. In old printers, they looking for automatic screen printing presses or a good manual press or certain things, right? That older printers are looking for production. But you get new people in that are wanting to get into screen printing. This is why I'm doing these screen printing awards and starting to give stuff away, because you got people that are getting into screen printing, and they're doing different things, and then you have this crap out here like this me press stuff, right? This me screen. Okay. Which I'm crazy about. What do they call it? Um Most of us don't have the what do they call it, Dirk? CST, CTS, where you just burn, like it's a printer that burns the image into the screen, right? Well, anyways, you won't be able to get that unless you might spend 50, 60,000, $100,000 to coat for a screen coater or for a machine, 50,000 for just a machine that'll coat for you when you can coach yourself. But if you've got, you're so big, then you need that. But as far as like that me screen, I look at people doing those videos, and the people, half of these people who are promoting that, right, would come and tell you, hey, buy this, buy this screen. When you go to the show, they'll tell you, buy this screen. I don't give a fuck who gets upset, what company gets upset or what, because I always have said that I'm for me. I'm solo. I'm the Lone Ranger out here. I promote things that I want to promote, things I don't want to promote. If I don't like it, I just don't like it. But you go to the show, and then you see them with these little fucking screens that are flimsy as hell, and they burn a screen on it in a couple of seconds, and you're like, oh yeah, I can screen print. But what you don't know as a newbie is that mesh is gonna give in. Um, uh, you don't know anything about Newton's, so you don't know anything about a tight mesh, and you don't know that, hey, once I print 100 screen prints on this shit, it's gonna, so it's like, and then you sell someone something that's 3,000 or $2,000 for this piece of shit. Um, it's sad. It's just sad, and it's geared towards y'all. It's geared towards people who are new in the print business, that where they sell you stuff, and then people become a consumer. I remember when I spoke at a show, and a lady asked me a question, and I said the best thing that you can do for your business is to not become a consumer. And what I mean is, and that goes back to like what Renobia was asking me about this process or that process. You don't have to have every fucking process. I'm a screen printer. What y'all see me do on YouTube, when you see me playing around with vinyl, I'm just on here and I'm fucking playing and doing stuff for entertainment, for myself, maybe for my kids, for just small orders, stuff like that, right? But I make my money screen print. It's just what it is. I tell people all the time, don't think that the YouTube channel is everything that I do. It's, you know, so I have all of this different stuff because I do partially because I do YouTube videos, right? And I do training. So within you doing training, you can't just say, well, you know, how are you going to train somebody on how to do sublimation if you're a consultant and you don't know how to fucking do sublimation? You don't have a fucking sublimation machine. You see what I'm saying? So you got to have all of this stuff. So for me, I got to have a whole lot of stuff to run my business, just for the training, right? For the training. But normally I don't, y'all should be able to tell by coming on here and seeing that these printers are always clogged. Well, hell, is she running those printers every day? You know, I'm not running those printers every day. So I tell people is, you have to look at this YouTube stuff and you have to see, is that person selling you something because it's something that they just happen to use in their business and they really like it, and so they want to recommend it to you? Like how I tell you, hey, I got this vinyl and I'm selling my own vinyl, but this vinyl, I still prefer this Stahl's vinyl over this vinyl, right? I've been dealing with Stahl's for a long time. A lot of their stuff I love. Those full color digital transfers, I ain't crazy about. I wasn't crazy about Super Color when Super Color came out. I was probably one of the only people who came out and said the Super Color transfers were too expensive for people starting out in business, right? I don't like this the full color stuff that the full color digital stuff. It's not, most of those transfers not coming out right. Trying to see if I can find something for y'all. I don't have anything over there, but most of that stuff, order those transfers. Sometimes you can get transfers from companies, and even with stalls, you can get a bad transfer. They'll come out and they'll say, you know, hey, you know, we sometimes companies will tell you they got a bad batch, sometimes not. And it goes with every company. So don't look at me and say, oh, Miss Latona likes Stalls, so I'm gonna go and buy everything Stalls. No, do your own fucking research. See if it works for you, because what works for me, it may not work for you, right? I get people, I've probably got since the Christmas holidays, I probably have about 10 different companies asking me to be an affiliate. Sell this for us, sell that for y'all. Y'all see, a lot of times I'll tell y'all about stuff and people say, Renobi will say, did you put the link in there? And I'm like, no, the link is, you know, and I don't even put the link in there. If I like a product, I like it. If I don't like it, I tell y'all. But you got to go and do your own research. And, you know, don't believe the hype on everything that you hear out here, because it's becoming it's really just becoming a circus out here. So somebody hit me and they said in the email, it's like, hey, Miss Latana, I've been watching you since 2013. You know, I hope that you just keep it real. I really do appreciate you for the things that you've done, and, you know, the stuff that you tell me, how you tell us. This channel on here, the videos are not perfect. Y'all know, hell, sometimes we have all kinds of problems. My CPU is at 63 right now. We have all kinds of problems on here, but I don't have time to do this fantabulous video production you know, and I turn down stuff a lot of times. But that was just something that just, you know, I'm just thinking about. It's just so much stuff going on out here that's really messed up. And when, you know, I'm actually going to write down some affiliate pricing, price lists, and things like that for people, because a lot of people who are getting out here and are getting affiliate deals, um, if a company's sending you, you know, like I have people call, I had a guy call me today. What do you want to send me? Um, some type of fucking exercise, like that. You know, they were like, yeah, we send you this exercise bike. We know you're trying to lose weight on the site. You know, put the exercise bike in there and, you know, just walk on the thing. And, you know, that's cool. But if it's something that's of value to you, but just, you know, a company just sending you vinyl, um, and you can do, you know, a couple of shirts or things like that, you know, if that's what you want and that's what you need to just kind of promote your business or your channel, but don't sell out for it, you know what I'm saying? Let's see here. um Dirk Bike said, this is so true. I get asked to be an affiliate and turn them down so much. To tell you the truth, they're targeting the crafters. It's called a exposure unit. Yeah, they're they are targeting crafters like crazy, because it's so many people that have the influence of people that have come into the print business, and they're like, oh, you know, so we can jump on here and this person is making this, so they're making that, and then we can target this crafter, and then that crafter goes on there and they tell somebody, yeah, you can sell this, you know, hey, this is the best heat press in the world, or this is so and so, or, you know, or buy this vinyl, or use this screen, or whatever, you know, and then people, they just believe it. And it's some of it's messed up, you know. Sometimes it's some good things, and then sometimes it's some bad things. You know, like I had somebody tell me, what are you saying about this what is this press called? Uh this HTV run, right? I got an email about this HTV run press, because I said I was actually going to send this press back, right? Ended up Ken tossed it out the box and I couldn't send it back. When I did the review on this press, I didn't tell people not to buy the press. I said, this press is not good to print screen printed transfers. I did the testing live, showed the results. I said, this press did great on sublimation transfers, but for screen printed transfers, it didn't do lottie da dang, right? Which was what I was buying it for. You cannot adjust the pressure on this press. I called out some of the things on the press that are not right. Oh, so and so said on their channel that this press is the best press. This press is decent for what it is. You know, you do some modifications, maybe, you know, um, it's it's a craft press. It is. It's a craft press. You know, now you take a press like that one back there, that's gonna last you 20 years. Got a, what is it, a Geonite press. I have the Geonite manual in the shop that lasted, what, maybe 18 years. The arm on it is kind of breaking apart, but it's still going. Now, paid $3,000 for that press. I got a press over there I paid $150 for. It's still going. I don't put the work in it on that I do on that one. So, you know, hey, maybe if I did a couple of years, got 2 years out of $150 press, I'd be happy. But some things it heats up too hot. It's just, it just depends. So, you know, people don't want the truth. You're right, Nicole. Sometimes people don't want the truth, but I hate to see, like and the thing of it is, you have to be careful because sometimes you can sell your soul and then get fucked, you know, um, as people out here. So I'm gonna write down some stuff and do something for those people who are doing affiliate marketing. I'm an Amazon affiliate. Shit, I don't really make much off of it because I don't really promote it too much. People go on there and they buy something, they do it, they don't, they don't. But it don't pad my pockets and it don't pay my bills. What it does do is it allows me to come onto the it comes onto the allows me to come onto the channel and say, here y'all, here's an Amazon $25 Amazon gift card, because I can give that back, give that back to the community. But I'm just rambling on, y'all. Yes, the Geonite DK20S. Well, that one is the DK20S. The other one is just the DK20. It's in the storage. I need to go and grab it up out of there. Thing is just so dang heavy. But it was working when I put it in there 2 years ago. It was still working. Yeah. So anyway, y'all, it's about 9:30. I guess I'm gonna get my butt off of here. I've done my little testing, and I've got to figure out. I got to figure out some stuff. How I'm gonna package up some things, like how I'm going to deal with this shipping and stuff. I got this thermal label printer that I'll probably try to install. I don't know why I'm just putting stuff off from installing this thermal label printer, but I may do that as a video in one of the next videos. But I know that at the first of the month I'm going to hold a class on the channel on how to do your business plan, because I find that a lot of people don't know how to do a business plan, and I don't necessarily think that you have to have a business plan. Actually did a podcast, and the consultant asked me, hey, when you started out, did you have a business plan, da 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 da. And no, I didn't have a business plan when I started my business. I just had I did not have a business plan. I had a marketing plan though. I knew how I was going to sell it, but I didn't have a business plan. But maybe it would have helped me if I had a business plan back then, right? So we're going to write a business plan. I've wrote business plans since then, but we're going to write a few business plans, probably do a short form business plan, and then probably go over and do a long form business plan, and do some sublimations. Time to get some sublimation going on the channel. We'll do stuff with this Echo Solvent stuff. We'll do a little bit of that. And oh God, maybe we'll work with this. We'll start working back with silhouette. A lot of people. How many people have silhouettes? A lot of people out there that have a lot of questions about silhouette and the registration, and I've done so many videos on it that I'm kind of like, y'all go back to the channel. It's like 500 videos on the channel, and I'm like, they're all categorized and all that stuff, and people still don't get it. So, and I want to move on from silhouette. I downgraded from a commercial cutter to the silhouette to help people on the channel, because I know that no one had an eye line or knew what an eye line was. I've had that eye line for 20 some years. I had a lot of stuff that I kept for a very, very long time, right? But I want to get away from the silhouette and probably maybe I'll buy a Graph Tech. I gotta research and see. Maybe I'll buy a Graph Tech. A silhouette is fine when you're doing, a few things, but when you start doing, a lot of things, it kind of slows you down. And so I don't plan on doing any vinyl this year. But every time I give away all of my vinyl, I end up going and buying more. So don't give away your vinyl when you start doing, other things. I think with vinyl, as long as you have black and white, you're pretty good to go, and maybe some glitter colors or something like that. But black and white is always good for names when you're doing, with vinyl. And I don't know where I'm going to go at as far as the DTF stuff. I think that if that printer in the back doesn't get fixed, that printer has a problem. I've narrowed it down. It's not the cartridge. It's gonna say that it's either the connector that's inside the printer that reads the cartridge, or it has something to do with that damper not pulling. But 2023 is almost here, and I don't have a lot of time to work on that. I'm going to try to work on printers less in 2023. Hopefully we'll have less printer videos, but printer videos is what I make money off of on YouTube. I do make money off on printer videos on YouTube. Was able to successfully clean this. This was a delaminated print head that I was able to successfully fix. So I don't know if I'll start fixing these or how that's going to go, but for the most part, this one is fixed. I tested it earlier, and I just keep testing it because I'm trying to make sure that it's not going to start leaking. So I'm going to test it for a few more days, make sure that it's not leaking, because I want to make sure that the adhesive does not come apart. I want to make sure that it doesn't come apart. And I think that maybe the adhesive on one end got in through something, but it's definitely not delaminated anymore because no solution is coming through any of these heads. It's all coming through the bottom. Now I just have to make sure that the print head does not start leaking around here or anything. I think I did the rim pretty good, but I actually think that this print head in here, I actually think that one of the prongs may be damaged here on the electrical component, but I may try to put it back in the printer and see. But I have an Epson 3800 print head that I'm going to do. So y'all, those delaminated print heads, don't throw them away anymore. Don't throw them away anymore, because we're going to figure out, I'm going to perfect repairing these print heads. And I don't know why I want to do that, but I'm going to go ahead and perfect it, and then I'm going to pass it on to somebody else, because I can't keep playing with these print heads. But even though the print head videos, I do find that they are great for me when I'm like down and need to get my mind off of stuff. They're great for me for that. But I'm going to get off of here tonight, and I'm going to see y'all in the next video. Tomorrow I'll come in and mess with that printer. Like I said, I'm going to buy the Epson. Does anybody have the Epson 7820? This one is the 7720. I'm going to buy a 7820 tomorrow. I found a guy who has one that wants to get rid of it for $100. It has factory inks in it, and so I think I'm gonna buy that. Not think, I am gonna buy it, but I need to make sure that I can use the refillable cartridges with it. 7820. Let's see here. No, it's the, okay, so it has refillable cartridges, but does it reset automatically? Where I don't need a chip. That's what I need to make sure of. Because some of these printers, these newer printers, does not contain chips. I think I would need a chip for that one. All right, y'all. Good night. Let me look this up and figure it out. And I'll see y'all in the next vid.